Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video I am sharing my haul from Polish Pickup for January. I believe the theme that month was plants and I ended up grabbing 5 polishes. I think this might have been one of the times that I did 2 different orders, but I did end up grabbing 5 polishes and I'm going to be sharing some swatches with you. I have them swatched over here on a little nail wheel and we're also going to be trying them swatched over a few colors that I've picked for each polish. Now the only polish that we're not going to be trying out over a color is the Wildflower because that's pretty opaque all on its own. But let's go ahead and see what I got. So the first bottle that I got is by Beau Revs. This one is Blooming Azalea and it is a magnetic. This one was an utter must grab that month. This is a stunning polish. I don't remember what the official description of the base was, but I mean, look at all the colors that you're seeing here. You've got this beautiful fuchsia. There's kind of a taupey orangeness in there. You have green and gold in that beautiful shifting shimmer. And then when you magnetize it, you get that orange that's pulled up into the magnetic line, and you're left with that pinky base and that green shifting shimmer. This one is absolutely stunning. I've seen other people swatch this one already, and it is just dazzling. So very happy that I ended up grabbing it. So here it is all on its own, 3 coats and a glossy top coat. The magnetic effect on this is a bit more subtle, but you can see it there, that orange dance across the nail. Now this also was swatched a few days ago, so this is how it sort of dispersed across the nail, but I love the colors in this one. Like I said, very unique polish, and I love all the shifts that you're seeing. So let's go ahead and try it over a few colors. First one that we're going to try it over is an Orly. Actually, I think both of them are Orlys. This one is in the Conservatory. That's from a fall collection. And the next one that we're going to see it over is Rose All Day. So first is in the Conservatory. That's that burnt orange. I don't think I quite got enough polish on my brush here. There we go. This already looks absolutely gorgeous. But let's go ahead and magnetize it. And there we have it in one coat over Orly's in the Conservatory. And then once I swatch both of these, we'll go ahead and compare it to the polish all by itself. But really loving how that's looking so far. Let's go ahead and try it over Rose All Day. Rose All Day is sort of a dusty blush pink. And there it is over Rose All Day. You do get 2 different base colors with that, obviously. In the Conservatory color definitely deepens it up. It gives it almost a, at least on camera, sort of a purple, like raisiny lean. Whereas Rose All Day is more of a deep neutral. But I think both look fantastic. So let's compare it to Azalea all on its own. I think it's closest to in the Conservatory. I mean, look how close that is. That is really close. And then that is it over Rose All Day. You get a lighter neutral base color there. So yeah, really happy with this one. This polish definitely does not fall into the regret category. If you're new to the channel, what I try to do is let you guys know as I'm hauling each polish if any of them are disappointments, if they didn't quite live up to my expectations, or if once I have them in my hands, you know, between the time that I made the purchase and I'm hauling it, if I sort of changed my mind about whether or not I needed the polish and if it was a polish I could talk myself out of. But this one is definitely not that at all. This is utterly gorgeous. So that is Beau Revs Blooming Azalea. Next up, we have one from DRK Nails. This one is Azalea, also Azalea. Maybe that was my confusion. Blooming Azalea is a magnetic from Beau Revs, and just Azalea is the topper from DRK. I don't remember if this one was designed specifically as a topper, but it is definitely sheer enough to be one. This is a beautiful combination of flakies, reflective glitter, and a larger particle shimmer. This one has a lot of different colors going on, as you can see. I love complex polishes like this. You have contrasts and shimmers and different size of components. This one has those blue flakies, those blue iridescent, almost ghostly blurple flakies, and the reflective component, and of course that larger particled shimmer, which is gorgeous. You have pinks and reds, oranges, greens, So here's Azalea all on its own. This is 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Now, because this one does have so much going on, and especially because of the reflective glitter, this one does still have a bit of texture going on, a little bit of a sandpaper-like finish. So I'll have to see how it ends up filling on my nails. What I've discovered is with plenty of the reflective glitter polishes, if I need double coat on the swatch nail, I don't always need a double coat on my natural nails. So just something to keep in mind, but it will dry with a texture, a pretty heavy texture. But there you can see a lot of the beautiful colors, the shifts, the glistening. This is just another beautiful polish. I love the purple that you're seeing, but you still get those warmer glows of colors, shifts of colors from the larger particled shimmer. And then of course in different lighting you're going to get those reflective glitters to twinkle beautifully. So that was it on its own. The 2 colors that I picked for this to go over are again more Orleys. I think, yeah, all of these are going to be Orleys. I again rated my Orleys for some creams. The first one is Kaleidoscope Eyes. That is this one here, sort of a purple leaning pink or orchid color. Next we're going to try it over a red, Love My Nails. And I thought it would be interesting to try it over a red. We'll see how that goes. But let's go ahead and try it over Kaleidoscope Eyes first. This is the one that I think is going to be the best match. But with a topper like this, you can of course wear it over just about anything. Oh yeah, this looks beautiful. Kaleidoscope Eyes obviously adds that orchid pinky purple under this, which it wouldn't have all by itself, but that looks gorgeous. I think I'm going to be saying that quite a lot in this video, as I often do. But yeah, that is absolutely stunning. I love the contrast that you're sort of getting between that orchid purpley pink and the warmer tones of that shimmer. That really makes it pop. And then you also get this sort of a tan sand color from, is that the flakies maybe? Wow, that looks beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and try it over Love My Nails. That's that cherry lipstick red. Oh, and that is fun. Look at that. Wow. Obviously a very different look. I was not trying to necessarily match the components in the polish. I was trying to just give something interesting for the components to pop off of. And I absolutely love these flakies against a red. They contrast amazingly. You get an intense purple against a red. That is really amazing. And then I think against that color, you can see a little bit better on the red than you can against Kaleidoscope Eyes, the twinkle from those reflective glitters. So just to do a brief little comparison to Azalea all on its own, there is a bigger similarity between it on its own and Kaleidoscope Eyes, but again, Kaleidoscope Eyes does add that orchid color underneath. And then of course there's a massive difference between it over Love My Nails, that fun pop of a cherry red. That might actually be my favorite way to wear it of these 3. That is a beautiful spring look, but that is just so fun. All right, so that was DRK Nails Azalea, and this is another one that definitely does not fall into the regret category. This is a beautiful topper, and I don't think I have anything else quite like it. I do need to compare all of my toppers, and my goodness, you guys, do I have a lot of them? But this one is just incredibly unique. It has so many beautiful components. I think this is going to look amazing over so many different colors. Next up is a beautiful purple from Monarch Lacquer. This is Belladonna. And this one was another absolutely have to grab polish for this month. This is a beautiful flaky bomb. And the reason why I really had to get this was I'd already fallen in love with the polish from swatches. I have to interrupt myself to point out those huge flakies there. But I saw the maker do a mix video of this and I had my jaw on the floor. I mean, it's already a purple. I already knew I would love it, but the mix of flakies in here is absolutely spectacular. You have, I believe, iridescent as well as multichrome, plus there's a shimmer. And I think there's even another component in here, possibly a glitter that is causing those smaller twinkles. It looked stunning. So that was another must grab. Here's how it ends up looking all on its own in 3 coats and a glossy top coat. This one does have sort of a squishy purple, as you can see, but once it's on your nail, I don't think that's going to be as big of a problem as my lighting on these clear swatch sticks always makes it look. That's more of a closer representation, I think. But over my nail, look how it would look over something that glows orange. That would be stunning. This one did not disappoint at all. Look at that gorgeous, rich purple. And I love the contrast of those flakies. I'm actually not sure if they are multichrome or maybe they're just 2 different kinds of iridescent flakies. Either way, they are spectacular, just gorgeous. So the 2 colors that I decided to try this one over is Orly's Synthetic Symphony, a very classic, popular, beautiful purple, and then String of Hearts. I'm actually going to try the next polish over String of Hearts as well. So this is it over Kaleidoscope Eyes. I think this is going to be a pretty good match to that base, maybe a little bit brighter. But there it is in 1 coat. Beautiful. Obviously matching the purple tone a bit of that base color. You're going to get the contrast of those flakies quite nicely. And then let's see it over String of Hearts. I was seeing a bit of a berry lean to the purple in the first couple coats, so I wanted to see it over a berry. Sort of a red leaning berry in this case. And yeah, that looks really nice too. You can of course see the amazing contrast of those flakies. You're getting a very different look. Let's go ahead and compare it to Belladonna all on its own. And I think the purple there sort of falls somewhere in between the 2. It is darker than Kaleidoscope Eyes and less blue leaning, and it's not nearly as pink or red leaning as String of Hearts. Now, another thing about layering it up over itself is you are going to get way more of those flakes in 3 coats than you do in 1 coat over a color. I think this one looks great in all 3 instances. So that was Monarch Lacquer's Belladonna. Next up, I got the Polished for Days. This is Angel Wings. This is one that I was sort of going back and forth with myself on whether or not I was going to get it. It is a beautiful bright pink with a stunning shifting shimmer. And the reason why I was sort of hesitant about this one is because I had kind of gone on a spree of purchasing this kind of polish last summer, and I ended up with at least a handful of colors that were this deep but vibrant shade of pink that had a contrasting blue glow, and I just wasn't sure if this one would stand out enough against those other colors, but I am definitely glad that I grabbed this one because it is, I think, different enough than the other colors that I got to make it very well worth getting. Oh, and by the way, Monarch Lacquer is not a regret either. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, this one has such an interesting mix of glow. That shimmer shifts beautifully from a green to this sort of a fuchsia at the edges, which might just be the base mixing with the shimmer. And there is a blue glow to this as well. I also like that the shimmer is sort of a larger particle, just a bit, not quite a flaky. And here's that one in 3 coats with a glossy top coat all on its own. Obviously, that's sort of a sneak teaser of it over an orange, but look at that shift. This is just so special. This is beautiful. I love all the different colors that you're getting. You kind of get a purple around the edges. You get the green and the aqua. It plays so nicely with this base color. It is breathtaking. I love that one. We're going to try it over String of Hearts. Then we're going to try to lighten it with Lift the Veil. And then I decided to try it over a glowy orange, and this one is called Ablaze. All right, so here it is over String of Hearts. Ooh, wow. Wow. So actually, this has a number of the same colors as those flakies did in Monarch Lacquer's Belladonna. Obviously, just in a different form. This one is in a shimmer, but that looks equally beautiful over that color as well. Let's try it over Lift the Veil. Lift the Veil is kind of a sheer pink, a sheer neutral pink. Wow. Okay, I love this actually. Look at that. Wow. So Lift the Veil almost acts like a blurring base coat. I am curious how that's going to look compared to this polish all on its own, but we'll see those comparisons here shortly. But look how beautiful that looks just on its own over Lift the Veil, and then over Ablaze, which actually, if you look closely, has some flakies in it. Just a subtle flaky. Ooh, okay. Not quite the pop that I thought it would be, but this definitely takes it into bright summer territory. Look at that. Whew, that is fun. That is really fun. So all three instances, again, I think look amazing. I love it over the richer berry shade. I think this one was the biggest surprise for me because I really wasn't sure how one coat of that color would look on its own over such a soft, delicate pink, but I think that looks amazing. And then over Ablaze, look at that contrast. So here it is all on its own there on the bottom in 3 coats. And then over String of Hearts, Lift the Veil, and Ablaze. So you do, again, get a lot more of the shimmer when you wear it all on its own in 3 coats. But I do think over each of these colors above, it looks amazing in a single coat. And you could, of course, always layer this in 2 coats over the color that you choose. I don't know if I could pick a favorite of these, actually, because on its own, wow. Just wow. You get so much more dimension. So that I think has to be my favorite, but I really like it over each of those colors as well. That I think would be my pick for summer. This would be my pick for spring, and that would be my pick for fall. Could take this polish into so many different seasons. So that last polish that was sheer enough to try over other colors was Polished for Days Angel Wings. And that, in case you didn't know, is not a regret either. That one is just incredible. Okay, next up, the last one that I got for January's polish pickup comes from Wildflower, and this one is Dark Beauty. This is one that I actually almost didn't grab. I was sort of on the fence with it, but I'm very happy that I did end up grabbing it. Look at the colors that you're seeing in that larger particled, almost micro flake. There's also hollow in here, all in this very deep, inky indigo. This is so beautiful. So here it is on its own. This is just 2 coats. So this is one that, like I said, was just too dark all on its own and too opaque to try over other colors. I love the contrast, those warmer tones against this inky color. So that I think is going to be one that I pull out in the fall or maybe even as a winter polish. But beautiful in just 2 coats. And that is with a glossy top coat. So that last polish in my haul from January's polish pickup was Wildflower Lacquer's Dark Beauty. And there we have it. That was my little haul for January polish pickup. Let me know which one was your favorite down below or which ones you got. Did you have any favorites or surprise favorites once you got them in the mail? Oh, and I keep forgetting, this is also not a regret. This is a beautiful polish. For me, I'm really happy with this haul because none of them were regrets. I do feel that over the last 6 months or so, I've gotten a little bit better about being choosy about the polish that I get. Not to say that I don't sometimes end up grabbing polishes that I might still have something similar to, but I do feel like I have bolstered myself past the fear of missing out on a lot of polishes. So I feel like I'm improving is the short of it. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish. Hopefully you had a good time. If you're new, do think about hitting that little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.